Hi everyone, this is Kat of Catalyst Holistic Life Coaching, and I'm here today to do your weekly guidance reading for the week of December 16th through the 22nd. I had a lot of cards pop out for this week, so I'm just going to kind of jump right into it. We're working with the Shadowscapes Tarot, then we'll have some animal guides, crystal energy, um, an alignment offering with our light, and then an offering or affirmation that will help us with the energy of the week. So, this is just for the general collective. This isn't specified towards any one person, so be open to the messages and how they come through for you. So, okay, jumping into the first card, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. So, this can be interpreted a few different ways. Either there is a path laid before you, some kind of choice that you're having to make, whether it's moving in a new direction or just kind of contemplating your ideas, and you kind of feel a little bit stuck, like you're not sure which way to go, the way isn't quite clear to you, or maybe this is something that you're kind of hesitating to jump right into. So this could be telling you this week to kind of take a step back and really actually overlook all of your options, look at what's laid before you to actually make that decision. So some of you could be jumping into something that maybe this is just kind of encouraging you to actually take a moment to look at all of your options. Okay, moving into the second card, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this generally has to do with a new offering of love, new passion. So this is really calling on inner love. Like maybe you're taking an inner journey this week. This is something that really has to come to your own decision. There could be something you're deciding between either following either something that you are passionate about or something that you think you should be doing, like one versus the other. And so really reflecting on what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel fulfilled, because we're with it being in the reverse, we want to start from an empty cup. We want to be fulfilled in that sense. So really actually spend time kind of contemplating that before accepting, like maybe there's a new offering coming your way, and that's kind of what you're waiting for, is that new offer of love to like make your decision, this new offering of something that you think will be fulfilling. But make sure that you make the decision based off of what you know is good for you, not what you think is going to be the most fulfilling. So in that sense, like, maybe if it's having to do with a relationship or a job that you think is something that's going to be beneficial for you, that you think is the right choice just based off of, either societal standards or how your family's going to look at you, actually make this decision from somewhere within. Actually decide that you are coming from the heart and not from the mind. So for our last card, we have the Ten of Wands. So you've been carrying a burden around for a really long time. You're ready to leave something behind, but you're just not quite sure how to do it. Maybe this is, if this does for some of you have to do with a relationship, this could be something that's just been weighing on you for a long time. It's just more energetically draining than really supportive. And so 10 is the ending of a cycle. You've gone through this, you're ready to make a change, you're ready to do something different and take that weight off. But this is a decision that has to come from you. It's not just going to happen, to you. It has to be something you do for yourself. And if this is having to do with our relationships, this has to come from a place of self-love. You have to be doing something that's loving towards yourself, because this doesn't look very loving and supportive for the person underneath. This kind of looks like a one-sided kind of support system where it's like, where is she benefiting from all of this? Where is she getting her support and her needs met? Instead, she's kind of getting her back broken. So make sure that you're actually getting everything met. Everything needs to be healthy for you. You can think about, maybe you're deciding between yourself and another person, like you're weighing, like, do I do this for myself or do I do this for this other person? So if it's somebody that's really actually like supporting you, and this isn't like a relationship you want to leave behind, you don't want a new offering of love, then really weigh it out. Is it actually a symbiotic relationship, or is it very one-sided? And if it's one-sided, make sure to make these decisions for you and turn into some self-love. Like, you need just as much love as anyone else does. And if this person isn't giving it to you and you're not giving it to yourself by being with this person, then it's not going to be healthy for either of you. And if this isn't pertaining to a relationship, this could have to do with a job or some sort of life path that you've chosen for yourself, because wands are passions. So this can be people or things you're involved with. So you could be looking towards a new job where you are feeling really overwhelmed, like everything is kind of in your hands, whether you're in a position either as a boss or you've been working really hard to try to be a boss or a manager or something, and it's just been so much of a burden, so much more than you anticipated. So you're kind of hesitant to like give this up and be loving towards yourself and say no, because you think this is a job that's going to be really fulfilling for you, and you're afraid to give that up because you're afraid of starting over. But if it's just draining on us, it's not really going to be something that actually benefits us in the long run. So really actually tune inward, and what is it that you really want to do? What is it that you're really passionate about? Draw on that inner strength. Okay, so moving into our animal guides for the week. This week we have 2 that popped out. So we have the rabbit spirit and protection. Now is a lucky time. So you could be feeling like you can't really make this decision because it could put you in a bad position, like you won't be provided for, that you're really afraid that you won't be supported because you'll be just completely like quitting and leaving something behind, and so you're just gonna kind of have to start from square one. And this is kind of like, rabbits can be kind of fearful, so in the protection, this is just reminding you that you do have support and you kind of create your own luck. So if you're thinking like, this always happens for everyone else, I don't have any luck for myself, I have to provide for myself, I can't trust anything, what you can trust is yourself. You can trust your own feelings, and your feelings will not lead you astray. If it's really not fulfilling, if it's really not making you feel happy, then trust that and know that when that rights itself, when you feel more at home with yourself, you'll start to feel more lucky and things will start to come forward almost effortlessly. So that's why he's coming to a protection totem to you today, is to remind you that you do have luck and support. You're not alone in this decision. Because also supporting that is skunk spirit and protection. Know your worth. Are you not standing up for yourself and demanding what you really need? Are you kind of being a pushover and just taking everything on instead of, knowing your value, knowing your path, knowing where you want to be? You're just kind of taking all this on and being really self-deprecating. And when you put that energy out, when you accept that, that's you accepting yourself as less than you really are. So know your worth, know your reputation, know what you want. Don't settle for anything less in relationships or work. So be sure to write yourself with that this week. All right, so then moving into our crystal energies for the week, we have 3 different crystals come up. So I don't know why there were so many cards today, but there were. So the first card we have is crowsight and passion. So yeah, follow that fiery passion. Follow what actually makes you feel alive and feel good and powerful. Like, this is really bright, like sun, fire energy colors. So things that make you feel alive, like there's this wands energy, like again, like passions and soulful fire. What actually lights you up? Follow that. And then we also have Ruby, the spiritual warrior, more like red colors, more getting grounded. So I think with this, like, is saying to not be afraid to really stand up for yourself and what you believe in. This could be something that's actually draining on your spirit, that doesn't align with your beliefs, and doesn't align with your values. So be the warrior for yourself. Stand up for what you believe in, and know that that's going to take you down the right path, because the more we're authentically ourselves in our work and our relationships, the more we attract the things that will empower us on that path, because we're here for a unique path. And then we have the card Sulfur of Physical Radiance. So we have this interesting like rainbow of color going on. So really working on maybe the three lower bodies, the root, solar plexus, and sacral chakra. I didn't say them in the right order, but you know what I'm talking about. The red, orange, and yellow chakras. These all have to do with our self and our self-power. And sulfur being our manipura, or like physical expression. This is like physical radiance. So when we're healthy in our body, we radiate that health outwards. So this is more of tuning in and actually taking care of yourself physically. Some of you could be physically ill from taking all this energy on and putting so much of your work in that you sacrifice your self-care. So making sure to do that for yourself as well. Okay, and then moving on into our alignment, or our work your light, is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So doing that inner work. What is that path that's itching? You know, that little voice that's itching where you're like, I don't feel like this is the right thing I should be doing. What is it that I should be doing? What is it that is going to lead me in the right direction? So answer that call. Take the time to meditate and tune inwards, because it's time to actually stand up and answer that call, especially since we're about to move in a new direction and about to hit a new moon. It's a good time to start clearing out those things before we move into the new year. And we're going to have some really powerful alignments next year as well to actually propel us down the path that we really need. So a couple affirmations to use for this week. The first card we have is for despair. So it says, I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. So this kind of stuff isn't easy. Leaving behind relationships, jobs, things that we thought were fulfilling. This can cause us to have a little aspect of, sadness and mourning, and that's completely okay. So be willing to feel that and be unafraid to keep pushing forward, even if you do feel this. And then the other card we had today was perfectionism. So permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. So this can have to do with our luck too. Like we think we have to have everything in place before we can move forward, before we'll be provided for. So don't worry about having all of the answers quite yet. Don't really worry about having the big clear picture. Not everything has to be perfect to be able to keep pushing this forward. If you just feel this inner fire and you know your worth and you're being truly passionate towards yourself and compassionate towards yourself, then everything is going to work out just as planned. And we have the butterfly, which is a big change and transformation. So be trusting in that. All right, and I'm almost out of time here, so thank you so much for tuning in to watch your reading. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share them. And I'd love to hear how that resonated with you guys. I love hearing your stories. So thanks so much again. Have a wonderful week, and feel free to message me for any sort of personal guidance. I do personal readings either through video chat or in person in my studio. So feel free to reach out. Thanks so much again, and have a great evening. Thank you.